The City of Peru Common Council meeting for December 4th, 2017 to order. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilwoman Jan Langwell and invocation by Pastor Brent Wedding.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we thank you for your blessings upon our nation and upon our city. We pray that you would bless this meeting tonight. We pray that you would fill our council with wisdom and understanding and help them to make good decisions for our city. Bless all of those that work and labor in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, we'll have roll call.
Holland.
Here.
Guston.
Here.
Torrance.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Alley.
Here.
Langwell. Here. Krauskopf.
Here. All right, all are in attendance. Next, we have the reading and correcting of the journal.
I move we suspend the rules and dispense with the reading and correcting of the journal. Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Krauskopf and second by Councilman Holland to dispense the rules and the reading and correcting of the journal. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have communications.
I think attached to your agendas are the information from we got here Animal Shelter and the Peru City Court. They were busy in City Court was busy in November. 60 new citations.
We also have the fire. We also have the report from the fire department.
Yep. Fire department. And the Civic Center's there.
Building and zoning.
425 back to the city. Building and zoning is there. What they did.
All the goodies.
All the goodies. They've got, there's a separate handout there for the golf course 2017 totals. $123,000, almost $124,000. Good. And the fire department.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions?
I'd like to make a comment regarding the Civic Center. Okay, Pastor Brent told me just before the meeting that his church had a dinner there, and they came from surrounding
You can pull your microphone closer, please.
counties. Yes, something like, I think like Wabash, maybe some Logansport, you know, and they were really impressed with our Civic Center. So I'd just like to say hats off to Jamie. She's doing a wonderful job on our Civic Center. And I think the month of December is like really booked. So just want people to know, just please support our Civic Center. It's Peru, so I'd appreciate it if you keep booking. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other comments? Anybody else? Nope. Okay.
All right, moving on to unfinished business. We have nothing under unfinished business. So, new business, we have Resolution 16, 2017.
Resolution 16, 2017, a resolution establishing rate tracking factor for the municipal electric utility of the city of Peru, Indiana.
I move we consider Resolution 16, 2017.
Second.
Is that Mr. Alley? It's been moved by Councilman Krauskopf and seconded by Councilman Alley to consider Ordinance 16, Resolution 16, 2017. Roll call.
Holland.
Yes.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Alley.
Yes.
Langwell.
Yes.
Krauskopf.
Yes. Move we adopt Resolution 16, 2017.
Second. It's been moved by Councilman Krauskopf and seconded by Councilman Holland to adopt Resolution 16, 2017.
Anybody from utilities here? Yes. Enlighten us if you... What is what it is, right?
Yep.
It's a decrease.
It's a decrease of 54 thousandths of 1 cent.
God bless you.
There you go.
We try.
Don't spend that all in one place.
Merry Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
Tis the season.
Square D, Smithfield, and the city. Yeah, okay, basically. Okay. Anybody question how they came up with that? Higher math, lower math? Comments?
See it.
Questions from the audience? Don't spend it all in one place, as I said. Roll call.
Holland.
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Torrance.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Allie.
Yes.
Langwell.
Yes.
Crosskopf.
Yes.
And the motion passes. Next, we have Resolution 17, 2017.
Resolution 17, 2017, a resolution for appropriation transfers.
Move we consider Resolution 17, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and second by Councilman Guston to consider Resolution 17, 2017. Roll call.
Holland.
Yes.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Allie.
Yes.
Langwell.
Yes.
Crosskopf.
Yes. Move we adopt Resolution 17, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and second by Councilwoman Lingual to adopt Resolution 17, 2017.
So we're just moving money from our left pocket to our right pocket, basically,
Yes.
right? Just to make the numbers look good, and no additional expenditures, just,
Yes, sir.
okay. That's all we're doing, is just moving it around from your savings account to your savings account, your checking to your checking. Nothing, we're not spending any more money, we're just, money was spent in one department that needs to be, and less money was spent in other departments, so we need to bring it up to snuff. Questions? Comments? Okay, roll call.
Holland.
Yes.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Allie.
Yes.
Langwell. Yes. Crosskopf.
Yes.
And the motion passes. Next, we have Ordinance 32, 2017.
Ordinance 32, 2017, an ordinance for additional appropriations.
Move we consider Ordinance 32, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and second by Councilman Guston to consider Ordinance 32, 2017. Roll call.
Holland.
Yeah.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Allie.
Yes.
Langwell.
Yes.
Crosskopf.
Yes. I move that we suspend the rules and consider and adopt Ordinance 32, 2017 in the same meeting.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and seconded by Councilman Guston to suspend the rules and consider and adopt Ordinance 32, 2017 the same night. Roll call.
Holland.
Yes.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Allie.
Yes.
Langwell.
Yes.
Crosskopf.
Yes. I move we adopt Ordinance 32, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and seconded by Councilwoman Lee to adopt Ordinance 32, 2017.
Okay, what are we doing here exactly? We just got,
This is basically some more housekeeping. You're going to see 3 of these on here. The first one for debt services is for $3,000. Basically what that was is in our debt services is where we pay for our bond payments. So this was the 2002 general obligation bond that we pay every year. What we failed to do was we failed to appropriate the administration fee that Wells Fargo charges to handle our bond. So we would like to appropriate the money so that we can pay the good folks at Wells Fargo for all the work they do for us.
okay. That's that one.
The second one is cumulative capital development. I think that we had mentioned at some point to you guys that when we got the, well, let me just say, first of all, the next 2 have to do with paving, that there's a $205,000 and a $305,000. So when we got the special distribution lowit, 75% went into that fund, 25% went into rainy day. This is a coding error on my part. I paid for the paving out of special distribution lowit when we had already met our max at special distribution lowit. So it was supposed to come out of capital outlays. I was in the habit of coding it to special distribution lowit, so we just needed to move it around. So in order to move it to where it was supposed to be out of, we have to appropriate that, because anytime anything is paid out of a fund, we have to have permission to pay it out of a fund. And that's what this is tonight, is it's giving us permission to do so.
So it's already been paid, this is just replacing that?
Yes,
Okay,
and giving us permission for what we did.
okay. You're forgiven.
Thank you very much. I needed that.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Holland,
Yes.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance. Yes. Lee.
Yes.
Alley. Langwell.
Yes.
Krauskopf.
Yes.
And the motion passes.
I want to just make a comment that the street work that was done so far looks real good.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's making a lot of progress, and things are being taken care of. Appreciate that. It's nice. There was a nice cloud of dust on West Main Street today. I thought there was a tornado coming down West Main Street somehow, but
I don't know.
they get it taken care of.
I went through it, but
I cut over the third.
That's the end of the agenda. We were presented an ordinance. I'd like to suspend the rules, modify the agenda, and add ordinance 33, 2017 to the night's agenda.
Yeah, second that.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and seconded by Councilman Guston to suspend the rules and add ordinance 33, 2017 to tonight's agenda. All in favor? I need a roll call.
Holland,
Yes.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance. Yes. Lee.
Yes.
Alley.
Yeah.
Langwell.
yes.
Krauskopf.
Yes. Okay, now I move that we consider ordinance 33, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and seconded by Councilman Guston to consider ordinance 33, 2017.
Holland,
Yes.
Guston.
Yes.
Torrance. Yes. Lee.
Yes.
Alley.
Yes.
Langwell.
Yes.
Krauskopf.
Yes. That being said, there is no allocation of money, so I move we adopt ordinance 33, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Crosskopf and seconded by Councilman Guston to adopt ordinance 33, 2017.
Okay, what are we doing here?
It's a rezoning of...
Could you come up and speak so people at home know what you're saying, please?
They're here, so
Okay, well, there's other people want to know what's going on, so.
you probably want to hear from them as well, the property owners requesting it. It's a proposal to a petition to rezone 804 South Broadway, right next to South Dollar General down there. And it went through Planning Commission and had favorable recommendation through Planning Commission. They're here, if you want to hear from them, kind of their plans on it.
Yes, I would like to hear from them, please. Who's here from them? Approach the microphone and be recognized.
Well, good evening, and thank you for hearing my request. Several years ago, when I graduated from college, my wife basically made me apply for a job that I was neither qualified for nor did I really want at the time.
See how his wives do that?
It was wise. I fought her, but it was wise because it brought me here. And so what happened was that it was for a business called McGavick Outdoor Power in Kokomo, Indiana, and they have outdoor power equipment. So basically mowers and chainsaws and tillers and the things that we all have in our garages and our barns that we use in the summertime. And so I got the job, and being a Miami County guy, one of the things I noticed was that there was a tremendous amount of work coming and going from Miami County to McGavick's in Kokomo. And I always wondered, what was going on there. And over time, what I found was that there was just a need in Miami County that in my opinion, just really wasn't being met. And so I kept the matter in mind. And then I ended up taking a job in the agricultural world for a few years after I left there. But what happened was a lot of people, again, started to request that I work on their equipment personally. And so I started doing that, and that snowballed. And I worked on more and more stuff. And I formed an LLC, and the business has grown tremendously. And I've grown out of my little garage that I work at now, and I'm looking to expand that business into what you see here. Does everybody have a copy of that? So what you'll see on the paperwork here is an existing house, and then an existing pole building. And I've tried to make some notes here, so hopefully that's clear enough. So basically in the middle of the page, you'll see a building there, an existing pole building. It's about 1,250 square feet, and I'd like to turn that into my shop. And then to the left of that, there would be to the west, I have plans to add a building that adjoins it that would be my showroom for equipment and for parts. Then in front of the shop where the alley is, where you see the dotted lines, I'm looking to make that into a parking lot. So there's already parking in front of the existing pole building. It would go all the way across the existing pole building, and then parking in front of the new building that adjoins the existing pole building. So there'd be quite a bit of parking there across approximately 100 foot by the time it's all said and done. The reason why I have it offset is simply so that I have even more parking yet there, and there can be trucks pull in and make a loop, and that sort of thing.
And right now, there is an existing house. Is that the one you live in?
No, I do not live in there. That is a rental house.
That's a rental house?
Yes.
This is convert to photography studio.
Yes, and so my wife has a photography business, and she would convert that small house into her studio.
The zoning commission has given us a favorable report. Were there any remonstrances against it?
One,
Yes, there was one.
He's here.
He's here? Okay. We'll hear from you in a minute here, just a second here. Okay. So you, are you going to buy this rental house? Is that what you're doing, or are you just continue renting it as a photography studio?
Yeah, so it would be converted to, in my business name.
Okay.
I currently own it personally.
Oh, you own it, okay, you own
Yes,
it personally.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha,
we used to
gotcha.
live there.
Okay,
Yes.
now you don't. Okay.
We own it as a rental property right now.
Okay.
It'd be converted to a business
Okay.
loan. And yes.
Okay, now we'll hear from,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you very much. Come on up and state your name and...
My name is John Meyer. John Meyer. I live right next door. If you
the west?
looked on
To the west of
west,
it?
you'll see part of my house and my back deck. And I spent a lot of time in that back deck. And what I'm concerned about with the lawnmower and chainsaw repair place, can be a lot of noise. Usually they start in the spring and go right to the fall. It's just constant noise, which is going to disrupt, my time out there. And I'm going to have more traffic in there. Plus, he has to build on to the building. He's going to build a building. Well, he has to haul a lot of dirt in there because it's a lot lower. To bring it up probably 5-6 feet. I'm worried about drainage. Where's that drainage going to go? It could come right into my yard. And, just the constant noise I'll have all summer long. And I moved there in '93. Before Chris bought it, I was there. And I just, I hate to have my life disrupted for this. And, and I see it right now as harming the value of my property. I'm not a real estate guy, but I just can't see how it's going to help me. And so it's hurting me, and it's helping Chris. And by the way, you have a pretty good presentation there. But he's, he is good at that. But it's going to do me a lot of harm. I just really, really don't want it there. And, what do I,
Understand.
why should I have to put up with a lawnmower place, which is, and chainsaws? That's a lot of noise. Now, he's got a photography business there already.
That's pretty quiet. Click, click, click.
I don't think so. But, he's already got a photography business in there, in the garage there, or the pole building. And as far as I know, he don't have a permit for it. It just went in there and started it. So I thought you had to have permits for that kind of stuff. So if you do, well, then you're violating already. Once it becomes B3, and say his business fails, the lawnmower part does, you can do anything. Under B3, you can do anything as long as you stay within that B3 parameters. You can do anything. I mean, you can turn it into hauling in junk dirt and stuff and piling it up. You know, once it's made B3, whatever anybody wants to do there, you know, under B3 will be allowed. So, you know, if that business failed, what's next? You know, what do I have to put up with next? And, you know, if any one of you had a lawnmower repair service, chainsaw service right next to your yard, within a few feet of where you spend a lot of time in your yard in the summertime, consider what you would think about it, you know. And like I said, I've been there since '93. I'm retired now. I like living there. I like Peru. But that's going to do a lot to mess my place up. So that's what I'd like the council to consider. You know, what it's going to do to me.
Okay. Are there any representatives from the Planning Commission here?
2 of us.
Okay. You voted 7-0. Did you consider his
It was
question?
6 to 1.
Oh, well, this is 7-0, so, okay. Okay. It was 7-0? Okay, what were your thoughts that, I mean, excuse me, he expressed his concerns. Were those addressed?
Yes, they were. And after talking to the people that are going to put that business in there, it wouldn't be a constant noise. You'd go out, you fire up the chainsaw to make sure it's working after you repaired it. You shut it down, same with the lawnmower and all that. On very rare occasions, you would have to run the lawnmowers longer than a few minutes just to check them out and all that, so.
He also said he would do his best to get the noisy stuff done on the east side of the property, away from.
If you look at that, the showroom is in between John's house and his repair center, so that would cut down on the noise too. So we didn't see where the impact
Yeah,
would be.
but how much on the noise? And you know, when you're starting maybe 20 of them a day, or maybe more. And he did say when we were at the zoning commission or board that he only runs them 10 seconds after repair. Well, I think it's longer than 10 seconds. You can't check nothing out in 10 seconds. So, but if you got a constant all day, and then plus you got chainsaws, by the time you fix them, you got to put them in wood, see if they're going to work. Fix a lawnmower, it's going to be longer than 10 seconds to see if you got it repaired. And yeah, but if there's a building there, but it's set back also, and so it's not going to block much noise.
I have a question.
Yes.
Nobody's complained about my trombone playing.
I
just thought I said, you did not.
Yes.
I'm sorry. May I address a few?
Yes, you may. Go ahead.
Okay. The first thing is that I stated in the meeting it was about a 30-second, on average, it's about 30 seconds to actually check or test a lawnmower. So it's actually more than what John's saying. The biggest thing is that if you look at the way the building is structured there, there's going to be very little noise in the actual showroom part. That's where mowers sit, chainsaws sit, normal, everyday, business in there. All the repair would be happening in the actual pool building that's there existing, that's, insulated. It's not going to be, on a rare occasion, would you have one outside testing. If I did, it would be in the house area, not on John's side, but up close to the business that we're looking to put her photography business into. And so, that would be a very faint noise back there at John's place. And again, that's a rare occasion where I'd have to have something sit and run, maybe 5% of the time, on average, would you have to have something sitting to run.
And, that you kind of answered part of my statement I was going to make is insulation is pretty cheap, as far as insulating a building. And secondly, obviously when you're starting something in a building, it's going to put off carbon monoxide, those kind of things. You're going to want to have some kind of ventilation or whatever. But, if you're repairing stuff even in the wintertime or whatever, you're going to have something inside. The concern, I could see that, and I don't want something loud and noisy, but if everything's contained, you're not going to hear much of that. I don't hear my neighbors, and mind you, this gap here, as opposed to where my neighbors are at, I can literally open the window and hand them a cheeseburger out of my, I mean, it's seriously, it's that close. I don't hear them when they start their mower up till they bring it out of the garage. So, I just think if the care is taken, you know that you have somebody next door, and you seem like pretty decent people, that you're not going to be there to be mean and vicious and saying, hey, I'm going to do this on purpose, I'm going to start my mower right next to your window.
What if he doesn't get the building built right away? Say that building just gets delayed for whatever reason for a couple of years. Once it's zoned, he can do whatever he wants.
I'm not moving in there unless the building's built.
Once it's zoned, he is free to do whatever he wants under B3. There's nothing I can do about it, it's over.
The purpose of the building is so that I can expand my business. If there's no building built, I don't want to move over there. Drainage also, I'm not an expert in drainage, but I can tell you it's already sloped into John's yard. If you look where the pole building is, it goes right down into his backyard currently. So that would have to be built up, and I'm not sure that would in any way affect the way that the water slopes down. It's already a decline right there into John's area.
I can vouch for that because I tried to grow a garden there one year and it did not go well.
Once you get a parking lot, that could be different too, where you can run off in the parking lot versus a lawn. Doesn't run off the same.
Are there not, and I'm like 95% sure of this, are there not some stormwater regulations that he would have to comply with? If it's sloping over to the adjoining property, it's going to have to be, done properly for the stormwater.
There'll be a tile system that's going to be put in.
I don't know the details, but I know our stormwater supervisor is a stickler. Absolutely. And not much gets by our stormwater guy. He's very studious about making sure rules are followed and people aren't affected by this kind of stuff.
So what happens if, worst case scenario, he's open 2-3 years and then he folds up, and then what can go in there? Auto body repair? Paint shop? I'm just asking. What could go in there?
Jet engine?
There's a long list that's covered under B3. Any sort of retail, auto body, or auto repair would be able to go in there, and auto repair could go in B3. What do you want to know?
Well, I don't know. Is there
There's a long list. We can't. I can read it to you, but it'd be.
Is there a different designation, B1 or B2, that would be more restrictive? Yeah.
Not that would cover what he wants. The only thing, no, not that would cover it. If he's doing repairs to lawnmowers and that type of thing, it'd either have to be B3 or the next thing below it's a B1, and it's not. It would have to have a special exception put on there to allow that. And with the photography up front, I've never seen two businesses on one lot of land as a B1. It kind of needs to be B3.
Yeah, but couldn't that be given to the zoning board?
Yeah,
Dispensation,
variance.
Again, having a variance, and then it's only there while they occupy it.
That would be a special exception.
Yeah.
It would have to be. I have to look at the chart.
Yeah.
It seems like as a B1, it would have to have the special exception to do that. But it's really what he's wanting to put there is B3.
Yeah, but I even think as a B3, I think you could still special exception that. Where the exception is that it's only when it's owner occupied by them.
After something sits vacant for so many years, it reverts back to an R1.
Right.
In the city, it automatically does that. So if he, say, his business.
The thing is, we really do need a small engine repair place.
I don't disagree.
We really do.
And a B3 is what covers it. If that's what you want to do.
My main concern is just the drainage. You know, they said you would have to fill it in. So, what if, like, in a couple of years, you know, because water's a tricky thing, it does cause problems for your neighbor. Has anybody looked into the drainage on the planning?
I'd say he'd have legal remedies to take care of that, whether through the city or civilly. I mean,
So,
they'd always have a cause of action if they cause harm to their neighbor's property.
Oh, yeah.
okay, that's just my main concern, is that you take care of the, you know, of the drainage.
Are these proposed structures taller than the existing pole building? I'm thinking for, if the buildings are a little taller, the noise would go to the east rather than to the west?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was also thinking that, is there a way to have some tall arborvitae planted around the sides to act as a noise barrier coming that way?
There's a lot of different possibilities. The existing building is 9 foot, and then the new building would actually be 10 foot. And so, I guess the main barrier there, in my opinion, I guess, is just the building itself. Like I said, most of the noise that's generated there inside the whole building is going to be dampened by the new building and the insulation of the building, of the existing building.
Did anybody to the south of you say anything? I see there's another, I believe like there's another house there just to the south of the existing pole. There was no comments by them at all?
Yeah, that house was actually foreclosed on. My client bought that house, so I notified them. Just because we were doing it, through real estate, told them that was planning, and no, they had no interest in coming in.
They had no interest in what, I'm sorry?
In coming in and speaking on it. It was kind of a whatever to them. They said the house is far enough off of them that they didn't see it would affect them.
And then who owns the land to the east of the current house, between 19 and the house? Is that owned by you folks also?
The existing house that's there?
Yes.
Yes. The whole building and the house is all one property.
I'm talking about
The land to the east of
to the east, going,
Yes.
butting up against the
Highway
19.
Department
Yeah, it's
there.
kind of a funny angle.
Yeah, it's,
It looks like I've been mowing incorrectly, actually, if you look at it.
Climate feeding,
You can see the line there.
farm.
Looks like I've been mowing onto the neighbor.
they appreciate that.
Yeah, sure.
I've known Chris and Lindsay for probably 10 years, and you wouldn't want a more
Barn.
upstanding couple than what they are. They would not do anything to hurt their neighbor or anything. In fact, I probably should recuse myself from voting on this.
You're not the mother, are you?
She's back now. I know it's just a matter of talk, but I can truly say that I contacted John and Lori once already, and before I even started this process, and I talked to Lori and I said, Lori, I need to know what your concerns are. I need to know what you and John's concerns are, because that's not my style. I don't want to move in there and have problems when I'm doing business, you know? You know, at the time, Lori was very receptive to it. She said the Dollar General's already in there. As long as you keep us informed, it should be okay. So I've tried to do that. I left a message, you know, to let them know that, you know, the meeting was for the zoning board and so forth. So I was a little concerned when he was you know, upset about it, but I can see his concerns. But I can tell you, just, you know, from that I have no intentions whatsoever of doing anything that would upset him. I know by nature the lawnmower thing sounds a little scary, but I want to keep everything nice and tidy and clean. That's why I want to be in this community, is because there have been other places in the community that have been run and have not been that way. And I think people don't really want to go to a place that's run down and, you know, that it's not going to treat them fairly, and they want to be able to come to a place that's reputable and you know, gets a good value. And that's what I'm after.
If it's okay, Kurt, I was looking up on our ordinances, just a short list of things that they couldn't do, because most businesses you can think of could go there. Nothing agricultural or farming, nothing as far as like a gas station could not go there, junkyard, anything industrial. That's kind of like a general overview of what couldn't go there. But most businesses, like you said, would be able to go there. And obviously that's not an extensive list, but that's just in general what I've seen on here that you wouldn't be able to put there. Nothing industrial, no warehouse, no gas station, no street department or jail.
Anything further?
I'd like to commend Mr. Myers for at least coming out tonight, you know, and voicing his opinion rather than to wait, you know, till it's done and then, you know, start complaining. So I appreciate that. We always ask people to come to city council meeting, you know, if you do have an issue. So thanks you for voicing your concerns.
Kurt, should I recuse myself from voting?
You just know them, right?
Yeah.
No, you're not, as long as you don't have any monetary or family ties, I don't see any reason to
I just want to be sure.
recuse yourself. Anything further? Anything down there? No? Anything else? No?
Anything from you? Good at gallery?
Holland?
What?
You want to vote?
Middle of. What just happened? Come on.
Okay, Blaine. Okay.
Holland, when you're done?
Thanks. We're voting now, I guess.
We're voting, yes.
Yes.
Guston?
Yes.
Torrance?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Alley?
Yes.
Langwell?
Yes.
Krauskopf?
No.
Am I supposed to vote?
Okay, it passes.
Motion passes.
What am I supposed to do?
I think you'll sign them too.
Those all signed, those are all passed 7-0, so you sign those. Anything further to come before the
This
good?
than that.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, same to you. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you,
Yes.
Santa Tom.
Ho, ho, ho.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All right, you're out.
We're done.
I know.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.